This is Josh the Gamer here, coming at you with a brand new video, and in this video we are going to be continuing on with our Quorum game development series, and in this installment we are going to be learning about mass and density of three-dimensional objects in physics. Now, as you probably are already aware, mass is essentially how heavy something is. So like, if the heavier something is, the more a force isn't going to be able to do something about it. And the heavier something is, the more force you need to actually push something. Right? However, when we're dealing with density, it's a little bit different. Density is essentially how much units of mass per kilogram cubed there is. And when you set the mass inside of the Quorum game engine, it'll automatically set the density for you. Easy enough. However, if you wanted to set the density yourself, unfortunately, in the 3D game engine, we cannot do that. We cannot set the density ourselves, so we have to settle with only being able to set the mass. By default, in three-dimensional objects in Quorum, when you have physics enabled on them, the mass is set to a default value of 1 kilogram. So with that being said, let's go ahead and actually see how we set the mass for these three-dimensional objects. Well, it's actually very easy, the same way that we would in 2D. So let's go ahead and go underneath our enable physics flags and underneath our responsive action calls. And with that, let's go ahead and set the density of the cylinder. So cylinder colon set mass. Right? We're going to set this to 2 kilograms. So before we save and run the code with the mass being set, let's go ahead and we're going to go ahead and save this with the set mass stuff commented out. We're going to go ahead and run this now, and take note at how high the cylinder goes with a force of 300 going upwards. Notice how high it goes. Alright, so now that you have that in mind, we're going to go ahead and uncomment the set mass. We're going to save it once again and then run it. So now if you take a look, when you hit the spacebar, it's not going to jump as high. It's not going to go as high because it's heavier and it needs more force to be able to push it as far as it did before. Very simple stuff. So anyways guys, that will do it for this tutorial. Thank you all so much for watching, and we will see you all in the next video.